I want to clarify something right off the start because I've already heard some rumors and gossip. This was not a race thing, and this is not a political thing. I have compassion for every human being. This is not, I want to make this very clear. This is not a race issue. This is not a black and white issue. Oh, there was no black jurors. You know why? Because you can't be unbiased, you dumb shit. If you answer the question, I can't send a black man to jail because he's black, you're not getting on the jury. You're so unintelligent, you can't even fill out a form correctly. You don't even know who your daddy is because 78% of you don't have your father in the home anymore. You got baby mamas running around with 8 kids so they can get EBT cards to feed you all.
I played that clip in the intro to give you a little insight into how racist people think. And to anybody black that's watching this video, let me give you a little game. Never wait for these people to confess to you that they're racist, because they never will. They'll practice white supremacy right in front of your face and tell you that your lying eyes aren't seeing what you actually see. Now let's get to what this dude was talking about during his little hours-long rant. One of the main things that stuck out to me about it was he was making a lot of accusations towards the black community that really applied to him.
Well, instead of trying to check black folks, you need to be checking your DNA. You see, this guy right here has made his family the product of a single mother when he left. This dude is the same person that he's talking about. Every accusation is a confession. He talking all this stuff about black men not being in the house. He ain't even in his own house. This is why his sons was out there running amok, undisciplined, untrained, because of him.
The OG Willie D put it perfectly when he said every accusation is a confession. And that's why, from my perspective, these Neanderthals have pulled the greatest Jedi mind trick in the world's history. They've somehow convinced everybody that there's something inherently wrong with us, when in actuality, Jeff Metcalf and his kind are the most degenerate group of people to ever walk this planet.
You were a dick. Get out. You sit out. We ain't right. No, you're see that shit? You know it. Why do you gotta be
He jumped up on the counter and started like kicking plates and stuff, then jumped over the counter and then had him in like a chokehold and was like punching him. And like his friend like also like jumped in.
Polk says one of them even jumped on the table where she was sitting.
He was like kicking the plates like off the counter because there was like a big stack of plates that they were just like kicking. Me and my friend like ran into the bathroom because like they were just like throwing plates.
According to a police report, the employee named Daniel told officers the two men put him in a headlock and punched him repeatedly while calling him a racial slur.
Yeah, I do it. I'll find you. No, you won't. Yeah, I will.
Back up. Get your hands out of your pockets.
No. Try it. Come on. Come on.
Now, I could play videos like that all day if I want, because they're unlimited and we never run out. But back to this clown. All I could think about while hearing him talk was this is exactly the mindset that he instilled in his son that made him think he can run up on a young black teenager and treat him like it was Jim Crow. And that takes us right back to the every accusation they make is a confession. Because all you keep hearing from these YT supremacists is, if you guys would just raise your children right. So the kid with the 3.7 GPA, never been in trouble in his life, saved somebody from drowning, parents been married for 17 years. That's the kid that wasn't raised right. But Austin and his brother, known bullies, suspended from the track team at the time of the incident, parents divorced, coming from a broken home, their dad going on drunk, racist rants on the internet, showing very low impulse control. That's the type of upbringing we're promoting in America. These people got the nerve to talk about parenting, and they got dudes like Chud the Builder running around. Always remember this, family. The YT supremacist number one tool is deception. And don't let this degenerate group of people deceive you into thinking there's something wrong with you. Because these people's whole existence on this planet, they've done nothing but steal, kill, and destroy. And I know the truth hits hard when it's coming from me, but let's get it from one of their own.
Hey, good morning. So today I'm on here and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Carmelo Anthony case, because quite frankly, I'm just rather sick and tired of seeing all the horrible, racist comments all over social media about this young man. You know, we sit here and we talk about things in a way that make everybody comfortable and make it all okay, like it's politically correct. But, you know, I'm not going to go there today. I'm going to say what needs to be said. And if that makes you uncomfortable, scroll on. Because this is not about to be watered down just for white comfort. Carmelo Anthony's case shows exactly what black people have been saying for generations. The court system, everybody wants to say it's broken. It's not broken. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. In Texas and honestly all over the country, these courts have always protected whiteness, always protected power, and punished black people harsher from the very beginning. Carmelo Anthony is no different. This is a black teenager at a track meet. He went under a tent to get away from the rain. He was confronted. He warned them not to touch him. And according to all reports we're getting, after he was detained, he said he put his hands on me and I told him not to. He also asked if Austin Metcalf was going to be okay. Now ask yourself, if someone is intentionally trying to murder someone, are they going to ask if the person's going to be okay? Does that sound like a cold-blooded killer to you? Or does that sound like a black child who reacted in fear after being physically confronted by someone he warned not to touch him? Because that's the part they're not saying. They all want to start the story at the stabbing, but no. That is not where the story started. The story started at the confrontation. The story started with a warning. The story started with hands being put on Carmelo anyway. The story started with a black teenager saying, "Do not touch me," but nobody listened until everything exploded. And then look at what the courts did. 35 years. 35. Now, I did hear a commentary where a lawmaker and an attorney was asked about this yesterday, and she said Texas has a reason why it allows as little as 2 years and as many as 99 years for cases like this. That is because the more harsh the crime, the more the time. Carmelo wanted this boy off of him. He is the one that confronted him. He is the one that put hands on him first. So he reacted. Let's continue because I'm digressing. 35 years for a black teenager whose fear was treated like murder. 35 years for a black teenager whose warning was treated like aggression. 35 years for a black teenager's tears, panic, age, and self-defense claim were not enough to make the system see him as he was, a child. And don't tell me race had nothing to do with this. It had everything to do with it. Race was in that courtroom. It was in that jury box when there was no black jurors. It was in the sentencing. Race was in the way black fear gets called violent and white fear gets called self-defense. Race was in the way black children are treated like grown men when it's time to punish them, while white defendants get called young or misguided or promising and deserving of a second chance. And if you need proof, let's look at the case of David Noel Pleasant. David Noel Pleasant was a 19-year-old black man who was killed, aggressively pursued and killed in Little Elm, which is right there by Frisco, Texas. So same county area. He was killed by Alec Adamson and Mason Schuler, who were originally charged with murder, but the report says that David was shot in the back of the head and Addison ended up convicted of aggravated assault and sentenced to 4 years, 2 of which they said he already served. 4 years, while Mello gets 35. So don't insult me by saying the system is fair. Don't insult anybody else by saying race is not part of this. And for crying out loud, the system can find mercy when it wants to. It can find reduced charges when it wants to. It can find context when it wants to. It can find childhood fear and future when it wants to. But when the child is black, there's no mercy, no context, no future, just prison. That's not justice. That is not justice. That is a white colonial punishment system doing exactly what it was designed to do. This country was built on stolen land, slave patrols, black codes, lynch mobs, convict leasing, Jim Crow, police violence, and mass incarceration for so-called black people. So stop acting shocked when the courtroom still carries the same spirit. Carmelo Anthony's case is not just about one verdict. It's about whether a black child has the right to say, "Do not touch me," and be believed. It's about whether black fear counts. And it's about whether black self-defense is allowed to exist. And right now, the system is screaming that answer. White fear gets protected. Black fear gets punished. White defendants get mercy, while black children get cages. That is why we are saying Carmelo Anthony's name out loud, screaming it from the top of the mountaintop. That's why I am not going to shut up, because 35 years is not a just sentence for self-defense. They sent their message. Now it's time we send ours. You want to know where I got all my information? Sources are right on the screen.